like to give everybody out there listening a very warm White Cat welcome, because you're tuned in to the White Cat Outdoors podcast. Welcome. What's going on, guys? Episode 23. Here we sit. And you got your regular people. Tom decided to show up again. He's been gone for so long, I'm surprised you guys even remember him.
Yeah, it was just 1 week. I was out mowing grass at the farm, and, you know, can't get away from that place.
Yeah, I feel you.
Major upkeep.
Yep.
And I love it. We'll do it again and again.
Thank you. And Nick showed up too, as per usual, for some reason.
Of course, always here. Never missed a week.
Yep. And then we have a guest.
Special guest.
He's super special. You guys know him so well. He's been here before. And we brought him on because he was with us last year for our topic this episode. So, what's going on? It's Jared.
How y'all doing?
Let fly. Here he
Let
is.
fly here. How y'all doing? Super pumped to be back on the podcast, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking forward to it.
He's lying. He didn't even want to do it.
We had to pay him.
We did. A lot of money.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Couple
with
of
all
beers.
this wealth that we've been bringing in recently, we can just fork it out to guys. So.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we started paying people to come on the podcast to help boost our sales. You know.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yep.
Yeah, you sure are.
Check must have cleared.
Green light, man.
Sure did.
Heck yeah.
I don't think we really have anything to housekeep before we get into it, but other than Nick has some stuff he wants to talk about.
Yeah, we do have the this week's kill report. Like we said,
The Killcast.
Killcast.
there's already a podcast that's called the Kills It podcast, so I feel like we should probably stay
That's
with.
literally what you just called it at the beginning of this.
Before we hit record, you said Killcast.
No, it's the kill report.
Well, you said Killcast.
Might as well just call it a harvest
So
report.
it's the Kill Report.
No, we kill a deer here. I don't plant them in the ground. Wish I could sometimes, but anyway. So this week's animals that were killed report. Yep.
Whose is that?
So it's Kill Report.
Yeah, skill report. Excuse me.
So yeah, now that we got the phone taken care of,
Oh, we're back.
yeah, we're
We're back.
We're back.
Phone's done ringing. Some asshole left
After
it.
these brief messages.
Yeah.
So anyways, so kill report. You guys know him from the podcast, Luke Moyer. Got it done again. He's
Was it with a bow again? It was with a shotgun.
shotgun second time. But yeah, so he killed both his birds in PA, and then the one and only Keith Sharp.
Also had him on the podcast. Did you stop burping into the mic?
Can't help it.
You can.
Tom set me up for failure.
He did, but
Was there a name for that little game?
capping.
Capping? Yeah, Nick
Capped his
He got-
ass.
Put a cap in my ass is what he did.
Yep.
But
Basically, you fold your bottle cap in half, and if you drop it in their beer when they're not paying attention, they have
the
to chug the
face.
rest of the beard.
the beard.
Beer. Sorry, turkey
Anyways,
season's on
so
my mind.
Sharpie also killed a bird. So that's all we got for this week's kill report. Nobody in our crew's killing anything. So
I'm getting close.
yeah, you are of course.
You got one figured out.
Tom, you've had that one figured out for 4 podcasts.
No, this is a different one. I gave up on the other one.
Yeah.
This one's a 75. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Boone and Crockett.
Huge.
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 So Frank, could you hand me a beer, please?
Yeah, dude.
Since my other one went down so fast.
So, did we
Tom,
take
where
it
are
away.
you? Do you want to join us for a podcast later, Tom?
Yeah, I was gonna
No,
say,
Frank has not announced exactly what we're talking about tonight.
I'm glad you knew what I was struggling through.
Yeah, you were really struggling. We should have just let it go. But
Never.
I would have got there.
yeah, so tonight we're getting snaked.
Hell
Talking
yeah.
rattlesnakes.
So clever.
So clever.
Yeah. William Snakespear over here is going to give us the rundown on what you guys need to get yourself out there in the snake woods. Because, you know, just last year, we had never done this kind of thing before, and now we're snakesperts.
Yeah, we've all hinted at it in past podcasts and said that we were going to do one. So
Here,
turn
it
your ears
friggin'
on because
is.
we're talking about it now.
So, yeah. Tune in. Or tuned, should I say.
You shouldn't.
So, Frank, I think it's only fair that you start this off because I would say, you're responsible for getting us into the snake world.
Yeah, I would agree. That was all me. So for quite a while now, I've wanted to get into snake hunting just, you know, for fun. Seemed like a cool thing to do and something else to do in the summertime just to get outside. Since, you know, we love doing that. And So I was just, talking about doing it for a couple years with my dad, and we never got our snake permits. And then this past year, I was like, you know what, the hell with it. I'm doing it. I'm going for it. And I called Nick. I was like, hey, let's get our snake permits and let's
Still
do
waiting
it.
for that call. It must have not came through on my phone. Bad signal.
Signal's horrible here in McCain.
Yeah,
It's
it
real
is.
spotty.
It is. But
Don't worry, I joined in later in the season.
It's those 5G towers that are doing it.
it's the asbestos.
But anyways, yeah. So Frank called me and says, "Nick,
I says to the
snaking.
guy.
What do you think?" And I says, "I'm all in.
Nick, how many times are you going to say snaked?
Snake. I'm going to be snaking all over the place tonight. I'll tell you that for free."
So yeah.
So I told Frank
Can't
a
wait
little
for that.
secret honey hole that I found.
What?
When we decided we were going to go snake hunting, we had started conversing about where we wanted to go, and I had told you of the general vicinity
Thank you.
that
The county.
that I had seen
pretty small
snakes
county.
before.
Yeah.
The very smallest in the state, actually. Which
You can barely see it.
like if on a map, it's about this big. Not that big.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not going to give away too many details, but I will tell you it's not in the rattlesnake capital of PA. It's not where you'd think.
I told a guy online where I caught mine. He asked. I told him Crawford.
Just right on the road.
Crawford
I told him
County.
Crawford County. If you're looking for them, that's where they're at.
Yeah, right on the road. They wouldn't
Yeah,
probably
they're right
believe-
on the freaking road. You wouldn't believe it.
After a 6-mile hike, Jared finds his right on the road.
Crawford County. Couldn't believe it.
But anyways, so I put us in the county, and me and Frank started on our trek.
Yeah, and I did all the map work from there for the rest of the season.
Well,
I think we're rolling too quick here, boys. I mean,
Reel us back in, Tom.
yeah, this is
downshift
like
shift for us. Bring us down.
I know this isn't like deer hunting or turkey hunting. Like this is not a lot of people know about snake hunting. So I think we need
No,
to
very few people are.
yeah. It's
are
not
into
it's
it.
not a hot topic these days. Like I think we need to
Pretty
maybe-
much everyone that you'd talk to about it, they're like, "You do what?"
Including the people that sell the licenses.
Yeah.
So I think we need to, start from the beginning, and because I think people are going to listen to this podcast and they're going to be like, "That's a thing." Like, I want to try that. So we need to start from step one on, I think, how to be a successful snaker.
Snakespert.
Snakespert.
So
Snakesman.
really, I think probably the most important thing is PPE, personal protective equipment.
You
Yeah,
can
you
have all
got
the PP in the world, but if you don't have a license to do it, forget it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, well, that's probably the first thing you need is a license. And actually, just a couple years ago, it switched over from like a permit you had to apply for.
Yeah, you used to
Now
have to
it's
apply.
over the counter.
And the people that you
They
have
still
to,
don't believe you over the counter, though.
Yeah.
No, they don't. You have to kind of walk them through it and say, "Oh no, it's under the fishing section."
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
have a
you have
valid
to have
fishing
your
license.
fishing license. Yes, don't
So-
forget that.
Yeah. So step one, obtain a fishing license. Step two,
Venomous snake permit.
venomous snake permit, which I believe that allows you to keep one legal rattlesnake and
One
one
timber
legal-
rattlesnake, yes, and one copperhead.
and one copperhead.
Yeah.
So you get that, and then you're going to want to get some PPE.
Yes.
So
What does PPE stand for, Tom?
personal protective equipment.
I like it.
These things are dangerous. They're poisonous, and they'll put you in the hospital.
No,
so-
they're venomous.
sorry, venomous.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Snakespert.
Venom moose.
There's
So
no
anyway-
moose. It's just snakes.
Where you're snake hunting, this is no like flat desert plain. This is big rocks and mountains and hills. So
A lot of fun.
Jared's getting Vietnam flashbacks. I can see it right now.
Oh my God, am I ever, dude?
Side story, real quick, Jared. You want
No,
to talk?
okay.
No, no,
right, we'll get-
not yet. I don't.
You're being stupid.
the first thing
We'll get there, folks.
Too soon.
that's very important is a good set of hiking boots. You're gonna need something with some ankle support because
Big time.
she's rough. You're not gonna want to do this trek in sneakers or flip flops. I know sometimes like
And sneakers aren't even proper PPE, so
yeah, I know. I
if you
mean,
pack Crocs, turn around, and go home.
yeah, even if your Crocs are 4-wheel drive like this,
they ain't cutting it.
you're not gonna make it. You need some boots, leather boots, or probably they don't have to be leather, but mine
be
are
careful.
leather.
Mine were leather.
Made
I
of
rocked
steel.
the Carolinas.
Mine were leather, but good ankle support, good tread to get you up these mountains. And then what are they called? Gators.
Gators, yeah.
Yeah, snake
Gators.
gators.
Those,
Some people they have like snake boots that are basically like a boot and a gator. They come all the way up
like
to
a
your
hip
knee.
waiter.
Like knee-high boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's leather.
Yeah.
Whatever
The ones you see at those fancy dance clubs.
Anyway, basically what that is that protects you from the top of your boot all the way up to your knee. It's like
That's baloney.
That was
That was beautiful.
That
you
was
up all night
great.
thinking of that? Because there's
He was
no way
so
you thought
ready
of that.
for it. He didn't miss a
That was
beat.
right there. I love it.
Baloney.
anyway, basically it's just a
You're gonna have to give Nick a minute.
yeah, that was
Just continue.
hilarious.
Tom, where were you?
Please, Tom, continue.
Basically it's just a cover that goes around your leg because a rattlesnake they can only strike half the distance of their
Not
body.
even half.
You want to
Yeah, account for half.
account for half. So you got
Play it
yourself
safe.
a 40-inch snake. It can strike you from 20 inches away.
Yeah, I mean, record snake is 72 inches in PA, so just to give
Do
you an
not
idea.
expect to find that,
Yeah.
though.
Well, that's what I'm getting at is basically 3 feet is safe, basically, because the world record in Pennsylvania, or the state record, sorry, is 3 feet, or 6 feet, sorry. Jesus. 72 inches,
It's our
6
numbers
feet.
guy.
Stick to jokes, Nick.
Yeah. It was a beautiful joke.
Was good.
Anyway, so you got your gaiters to cover from your below knees. And
It's balonies, not bolognese.
so you got that. And then you got your trusty tongs because, let's be real, I'm not going in there and trying to grab one with my bare hands. That's
Just not safe.
it's silly.
Probably should use your own hands, not the bears.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different styles of tongs, too. Like, the ones that you have, Tom, they're not extendable, right? You just have
No, one distance.
Yep.
Yeah, and the one I have is extendable. It goes from, I think, like 36 inches to 60 inches, something like that.
And then even Morgan had different tips on her tongs.
Yeah,
It was
hers.
more
I
like
liked hers a
spoons.
lot more.
Yeah, I felt like it was a lot less invasive on the snake.
Yeah,
more
hers
comfortable.
were like cups almost.
Yeah, and then she actually had them like electrical taped as well.
So, yeah, it's basically picture like a garbage picker, you know.
Or what are those things called that old people use to reach?
Gopher.
Yeah, gopher.
Gopher.
Yeah,
The grabbers.
same thing as a garbage picker. Yeah, it's like that, but bigger and sturdier and made of metal and for handling a snake.
Yeah.
So you got your boots, your gaiters, your tongs, and then you need your snake tube, which is basically a clear tube about the diameter of a little bit smaller than the diameter of the biggest part of the snake. And that's for you.
Just I think we inch and a half
Inch and
to
a half
2
is
inches.
yeah. Inch and a half is preferred because you don't want it to get like way up in, and especially if
right.
you have like a little bit thinner snake, they can turn around.
Yeah, we've
And-
seen that happen.
That one puckered up a butthole.
So
Yeah.
bad.
Basically, you put the tube over the snake's head so you can handle it and measure it. Make sure it's a legal snake. Count
What
its-
makes it a legal snake, Tom?
So it has to be 42 inches minus the tail, minus the rattle, minus the
Minus
rattle.
the rattle, yeah. And
That's
the whole
a-
thing.
that's a
Where
que-
does the tail
That's
start?
what I was just gonna ask.
Those are the questions we plan to answer here tonight, folks.
And then, so it's got to be 42 inches minus the rattle, and then you got to count its toaster strudels, which
Okay,
are
before Tom goes
Yeah,
on,
before we go
that
down
is not
that
the
rabbit
proper
hole.
name. They're subcaudal scales. So
Basic-
call them what you want. It's sort of like Worcester sauce. You can just say it
Worcester
however you
collar
want,
sauce.
and everyone's supposed to
Yeah, you
understand.
mumble through it and then say scales at the end.
so basically you want to flip the snake over, and then down by its anus, vent, if you want to call it that. There's these bigger, glossy scales.
They look totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
It's can't miss
Can't-
it.
Can't
Yeah.
miss them.
And you just count those, and the number is
21.
21. If it has 20,
Stupid.
21 or more, then it is a male.
It's considered a male.
So
It's
if you
only
have
95% right.
42 inches plus 21 or more subcaudal scales, you got yourself a legal snake.
Got to keep her.
Snake in the bag.
Yeah, which is another thing you're
Next
gonna want
step. Yeah.
is a bag.
And I think you should turn this to Frank because he's gotten pretty good at putting the
I'm pretty
snake in
sure
a bag.
I'm the only one that has bagged.
Frank's our bagger.
I bagged
mine-
everybody's snake.
Yeah,
Frank
originally I bagged him when we were here once with you, but
Yeah.
the original bagging of the snake,
It's all me.
Frank's good at bagging his snake.
yeah, as
the bag
far
goes
as
to me.
handling snakes, a big meaty snake, Frank really knows how to work one.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Trying to
you
put a
bet.
little bit of an angle on that, but it's fine. I'll get over it.
Hey,
So-
before you jump into that, though, just for everybody out there listening, all this gear, I believe you covered all of it.
No, I missed one.
Pillowcase.
Yeah,
Well, we just talked
That was
about
the
yeah,
bag.
that's the bag. Yeah.
What'd you miss?
your PPE glasses.
I think he's talking about the beverage.
He's talking about
Your-
water.
No, I was talking about pit vipers, the sunglasses.
I know what you're talking about. That's not at all what I was talking about. But
Jared,
it's okay.
fill us in then.
No, I was just going to
Say
say for
his
everybody
name.
out there about how much you looking to spend on all this gear.
So boots, that's one of those things where if you're into the outdoors, you probably already have your
already
boots.
have 'em.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put that in because you could spend anywhere from $40 up to $400 depending on what you want. But so we're not even gonna look at the boots because you probably have a pair of hiking boots.
if you're going snaking, odds are you have some boots.
Yeah. Snake gaiters, I've seen anywhere from like $30 to $40 up to $140, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. I don't think there's anyone that's more or less effective. It's just comfort at
Yeah,
that point.
comfort's definitely
Yeah.
the big.
I just
thing
went
there.
mid-range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your snake pole or snake tongs, those are pretty, I mean, I think like 40 to $50, if that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was about $40. for
Yeah, I
the
mean,
one
I
we
think
got.
the extendable ones are a little bit longer, or I mean, a little bit
Yes, they are
pricier. Yeah,
longer.
they do have the potential
extendable
to be
ones.
longer. And then your snake tube. I'll tell you what,
Buy
we
a
started
fly
the
fishing
started
rod.
the first trip, with 2 snake tubes. We lost both of them somehow, and we ended up buying a fishing pole at Walmart
Mm-hmm.
for like $13, and we got our snake tube that way.
Yeah.
So,
and
I mean,
if it's
I-
got like a sticker or something on it,
Take it
it
off.
off and get
Take
like
it all
clean all
off.
the shit off of it because we found because what my dad tried to do when you tube the snake, you like measure what's inside the tube and then measure what's after the tube. So what my dad tried to do was just like make it like a graduated cylinder and put just marks on it so you can just look at the tube and say, okay, the snake's 13 inches into the tube. But I think in our limited snake hunting thing, I think the snakes can see it better, so they panic. They don't want to put their head into it as readily as if it's just a straight clear tube. So just a little helpful hint on that when you're tubing the snake. Make sure there's nothing on the tube because it'll make it a lot easier and quicker to get it in.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty affordable thing to get into. Besides,
absolutely.
you're going to put a lot of miles on your vehicle
Yeah,
and on
'cause-
your boots.
Depending on where you live.
Yeah, I guess depending on where you live.
And
where
the
you get
cost of a
people.
license. A fishing license is $37 and some change.
Yeah.
And I don't remember.
It's not much.
No, it's like $13 or something for your. I want to say it's like 13.
Yeah,
bucks.
it's not much.
We're
It's just
gonna-
it's like a trout stamp
Yeah.
essentially. It's like another
Yeah.
stamp.
Yeah.
Stay with me here, Nick. Keep us going. I'm gonna get exact for our listeners here.
Okay. So like Jared said, it's pretty affordable to get into snake hunting. I wouldn't say you have to be in the best of shape, but you definitely want to be in some type of shape.
In some amount of shape.
Yeah.
Snake season's coming up. You're gonna want to shed a couple lbs.
Yeah.
Do some
It's sort of
cardio.
like beach season, but
Yeah,
snake.
but in the mountains because you're going to be doing some hiking. And I tell you what, every peak looks more appetizing than the last, and it's kind of
$25
for the
Oh,
snake.
way
or-
off.
Yep, for a resident, 50 for a non-resident.
I don't remember it being that steep.
Good thing we're residents.
Good thing.
But yeah, so it's a rabbit hole. You just keep going further and further and further, and the truck just keeps getting further and further away, and the water just keeps going less and less and less.
Especially when you
So,
start with none.
Yeah. So that would be a perfect segue into a wonderful little water story.
Yeah, this was Jared. Was that your first?
I think it was his first, yeah, because he learned to carry his own water after this.
No, that was
No.
the last one. That's when Frank's dad was with us.
Oh,
And I was there.
man.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
Tom was-
like
yeah.
the second or third time down there because Tom was with
Yeah,
us.
yeah. So-
yeah, we had the whole gang.
We had gotten into the spot we wanted to get into, parked the truck, and I had my backpack, so I started putting some water in, and Jared was starting to throw some water, and I assured Jared that I had water for the whole crew, so don't worry about it.
Hey Nick, you got water?
Oh, yeah, yep.
And that's how it went.
It was just like that.
Okay, good.
So-
Let's start this hike.
So we started the hike, and I'm sipping water, because I'm thirsty. It's hot out.
It was like 95. It was hot.
So there we go. A few miles in, Jared, he asks for a water, and I'll be damned. We were out of water by then.
Nick brought one bottle.
Nick brought 16 ounces of water for 5 grown men to share.
Yeah, I had
on
a cap
9
fuller
mile
left for
trek.
him, and I guess that wasn't enough for him. But Jared learned to pack his own water after that, I guess.
Yeah, if you're going snaking, what's on my list this year.
Well, that's another thing you
1000%.
do want is a backpack.
Yes, I did not bring a backpack. Foolish mistake. Never again will I enter the snake woods without a backpack of my own. Because it's going to be full of water on the walk in, and then snakes on the way out is the way I see it. But
That's how it should go.
Snake. Oh, I guess it could be snakes because copperhead and a rattler.
thank you, and that's what we're getting this year.
Copperhead.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Gotta
But
get into
ye-
the white perch.
Yeah, if you can find the white perch,
Yeah, they
lay
love
on the
it.
copperheads.
Just bring water. Don't rely on other people to bring water on your snake
Rookie
trip.
mistake.
Yeah,
we're
very
snake
rookie.
experts now though, so
Yes.
we don't fall into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't share water anymore.
Yeah, basically, snakes, they like to, sunbathe, get out on the rocks and soak up the sun. So you're out in the direct sunlight chasing these buggers, and it gets warm when it's 90 degrees out in the direct sun and you're up and down mountains all day. So water is a big thing.
Definitely. So I think we've pretty much covered all your supplies.
I think so.
You're also going to need that elevation package.
The elevation package.
If your truck don't have it, park it.
Get a new one.
Might as well hoof it.
Yeah. Make sure to scratch up your rims, your paint job, everything you have to get into those woods.
Also, make sure it's brand new when you do it.
Yeah. That's a key element to getting out into the snake woods. You got to be able to put some marks on the truck. But so while we're talking, using elevations to get into this area, does anybody want to venture into like the terrain?
1800.
Okay. That
21's where the big ones are.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what they say.
Yeah, the higher the bigger they are.
If you are at 1,799 feet elevation,
That doesn't make any sense.
1799.
You won't find a single snake.
What
below
doesn't make
1800.
sense about that number?
I just don't like the way it
Nick's been
sounds.
chugging beers. That's why it doesn't make sense.
You won't. I'm kidding.
Well, my Snapchat stories from last year when we did this, I'm pretty sure the one that we were on was 1543 is where
Yeah,
we
I
were
mean,
at. I
we
mean, I
gotta
can't say
think
Snapchat is perfect.
Yeah, but they're at usually the higher points of the area you're
Oh,
in.
absolutely.
Rule of thumb: 1,800 feet is a good
Yes.
place to start.
Yes.
They're going to be a couple hundred feet below, a couple hundred feet above.
Yeah, depending on what the terrain's like.
Yeah, that elevation 1,800 feet is
Just a little benchmark.
it's a benchmark is where you're going to find these snakes. They're not going to be at 0 feet. But you're going to want to get up in the mountains.
You're gonna want to be definitely in sunny areas. They're not like when it's hot like that. Basically, we found about 10 o'clock in the morning, things really start to pick up. Snakes are out on the rocks.
The temp.
Out in the open.
Yeah,
Like on power lines and such.
Don't give all of our secrets away. You
a
just got to
pretty-
be in the
Oh,
open.
we want them to know. We're trying to get these folks into it.
Trying to
Nick.
get people into snake.
I'm going to give them
Nick.
coordinates by the end of this.
Good thing they're all on my phone.
But yeah, so you're gonna want to find sunny areas where they can sunbathe, but they also like a quick retreat from danger. So a lot of times, like you've got to be sneaky coming up on them because they're usually
Sneaky
snake. Yeah, check your tongs before you get in there.
Clap them
That's-
twice to
yeah,
make sure
twice.
Two
safety's
clicks. Any more than that, you're just playing with it. But when you're getting into anywhere snaky, you've got to click your tongs and make sure those things are working.
And point out the fact that it looks snaky.
Yeah, let everybody know that you're entering a snaky area and your tongs are ready because I tell you what, you don't want to be caught with broken tongs heading in there. All bad.
Bad.
But yeah, so get in there, get after it, really. Just start looking for snakes. And
Yeah, and so
10,
since
like you
you know,
said,
we're-
10 o'clock it starts. But
Yeah, and the first time Nick and I went, we started, like we had no idea what we were doing. We didn't talk to anyone beforehand. So we go out and, first light we go out and, we're ready to go. We're all gung-ho, ready to catch 1,000 snakes today.
they're everywhere.
And
I watch every step I take.
we start walking, and we go for a couple miles, and me and Nick are like, boy,
Oh, jeez.
we don't know what the hell we're doing. Because we had not found a single friggin' snake. Do you have something to say, Tom?
Yeah, we forgot probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, if
free
you don't want to
snake
get
hunting.
bit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I don't know how we skipped over this.
Yeah,
Probably
we'll
'cause
back it up.
Friggin' nasty.
Yeah, because
Go
it's
ahead.
gross, that's why.
Yep.
When you're going snake hunting, if you don't want to get bit the night before, if you're 21 or older,
Of course.
Good catch.
you have to do a snake bite.
What is in a snake bite, Tom?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't know what a snake bite is, so please.
You rascal.
You got Cap. Tell us after.
Yukon Jack and lemon juice.
It's not even right.
Nick, why don't you tell
lime
us?
juice.
It's lime juice with the Yukon Jack, chilled, way better. Tom, what are you doing? Oh,
Well, they like
you
to
got
serve
cat.
it at. They like to sell it at room temp,
Yeah, it's
and
super.
it's pretty disgusting.
It's a really gross shot. But if you don't want to get bit by a snake, you got to get bit by a snake the night before.
Frank, tell them exactly what happened when
I was
we
gonna say,
didn't.
I think we have one story about the one night we didn't do a snake bite.
It was the night we went out to the bar, had dinner. We said we're going to come
Which was
back.
lovely.
Yeah, Crippled Bear should have been there on a Tuesday though.
Yeah.
It's almost cheap.
So we're at the bar and we had dinner and we're like, I don't even remember why because our hotel is literally like almost connected to the bar.
I think it's a motel.
It's like across the parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the motel.
They did their best to clean it.
Yeah, they did. They didn't do a
appreciate
good
'em.
job. Though. So we were at the bar and we're like, oh, we'll come back later after we take a nap or something, and we'll do our snake bite so we don't get bit the next day. And
Nap just turned
wouldn't you
into
know
sleep.
it, we all fell asleep. So no snake bite that night. Get up the next morning, go around all day, don't find any snake. Actually, I think my dad found. Yeah, my dad. Never mind. We didn't find anything up until that point.
No, we found a bunch of little ones.
Yeah, but nothing.
Nothing legal.
Nothing to write home about. That was actually your first snake.
Yeah, so it is something to write home about.
Yeah. So don't mind me. So we're driving down the road and
In our 6'4".
cruising down the street in my 6'12", and we see a snake on the side of the road. So we pull over, and as Nick mentioned,
Very quickly, we pulled over.
yes, as Nick mentioned, I'm always the snake bagging guy because no one else wants to do it. And as I have the snake tubed, and I'm going to grab a hold of it to keep it in the tube so I can put it in the bag. And wouldn't you know it, not doing the snake bite the night before almost backfired because that snake backed out of the tube and it touched my hand with its face on the way out of the tube, and then it started to slither away, but it looked like it was striking at me, but it wasn't, and it touched my forearm. So the face of that snake touched me twice, and I'm going to say I almost got bit because it was that close.
Finally.
And
You must have had a little bit of snake bite from the night before still running in your veins.
I think I
Otherwise-
had more than one, so...
Yeah, usually everybody
do
likes
my
to
part.
order one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're almost guaranteed to almost get bit, or for sure get bit if you don't do a snake bite.
You're
the
just
night
better off
before.
doing a snake
Yeah,
bite.
do the snake bite. End of the story.
Tell you what, it's so gross. I almost would have preferred a real snake bite over that, though.
Yeah,
It's not fun. I'm
they're
not
great.
gonna lie to
Nick
you guys.
actually he
Yeah,
likes
that's like
doing
if
I
somebody
know you
wants to
do.
do shots, we can be like snake bites.
bites.
all around.
over here.
Fresh horses for my men.
Exactly. Guys, I got a special treat for you.
Yeah, you're gonna love this. No.
No, you will not.
No, they're not bad.
But
They're not good either, but you
So-
can choke them down.
Yeah.
where
It'll
were
be
we?
fine.
10
we-
o'clock.
Yeah, we were on our first morning of snake hunting. Don't know what the hell we're doing, and so we're walking along, and we're going down. It's kind of like a like there's
Shaley.
Yeah.
I thought you were name
Shale-
dropping.
Yeah, I
no,
did too for a
that's
minute.
why
I'm
I
like,
was just like, hesitant. I'm like, well, I should, okay.
Shale-ridden
So, there
cliff.
is shale on the side of this.
Shaylee was not there. Shale was
Yeah,
there.
she stayed home. And you know, anyone that's ever walked on stuff like that, it's not a stable walking surface. It's very easy to slip. So as I'm walking,
It's a slippery slope.
me and Nick are talking about how we are probably not going to find a snake because it's been so long. And at this point, it was about 10 o'clock. In the morning.
It was like we were probably almost 3 miles into it. It was
Yeah, it was a long time.
and not a single snake.
Yeah, not even like a sign of snake.
No poop.
No feces.
Couldn't track him anywhere.
So I slip on the shale, and I fall. And I go to catch myself, and my hand lands about 4 inches from a snake. But good thing
Was
I
it a
did-
rattlesnake?
It was
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a rattlesnake. But I did my snake bite the night before, so it didn't even try to bite me. And that was our first rattlesnake adventure. We got that one. We were very excited.
We got lots of pictures and videos of that one.
I actually...
Because we thought it might be the only one we ever find.
Yeah, because after the whole morning we had, we're like, this is the only snake we're finding. We're going to take this opportunity to get some good
Don't you
pictures.
guys have that like striking video?
Yeah,
on
I-
that snake?
yeah.
You should put that up there for
I'll
the,
put that
for
up
the
there.
listeners.
I could even, yeah, I'll do that.
That's
Just
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I think we put it up.
I don't think you
We
ever
never
posted
released
it.
that video.
Nope.
Yeah.
That is.
That's for Sneckers only.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I grabbed
I
my
actually
phone.
did a presentation in one of my HP classes on snake hunting, and I did leak that video.
You without my permission?
Yeah, we took
Your
that-
face wasn't in it.
Tune out.
Doesn't matter.
Nobody's face was in it.
I
so-
know that. Just the snake's face.
Yeah, I got
was
his
all
permission.
up
I
in there.
texted him.
Yeah. So what I did was I grabbed my phone with my snake tongs, and I held it right in that snake's face. And it struck right on the camera. It was a sick video. Everyone loved it that watched it. And it was really good stuff. So, yeah. And that was our first snake.
Yeah,
and
what happened? There was a guy that showed up.
Yeah, as we're taking pictures of the snake, some guy pulls up and sees that we got the snake, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome and stuff." And he was a local guy, so we wanted to get some information, see if we could get on to some more snakes. And we were like, do you rattlesnake hunters see any snakes around? And the guy, super serious, drops an octave and goes, "I watch every step I take." And we're
I haven't seen one of those things in years up on this mountain.
yeah, we're like, "Oh, so you must see a lot of them." He goes, "No, I haven't seen one in years." Okay, then. So then we were really kind of discouraged. We're like, okay, well, if this guy's up here all the time working on the gas wells and stuff, we're really not going to find any more. And about 100 yards later, Nick finds his first snake and screams like a little biatch.
I did, big time.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But I pulled it together. Pretty good sized snake too.
Yeah, it was a male.
Um,
Just shy of legal.
yeah, I literally basically me and Frank were walking down this path, and there was some rocks on either side, and I said I'd take this side, he's gonna take that side, and I just jump up onto this rock, like there's no danger, and there was
not
danger.
looking
You
for
did your
rattlesnakes.
snake bite. It's
Yeah.
okay. You were fine.
Yeah, I was invincible.
Yeah.
And jump up there, and right at the tip of my toes was a big old rattlesnake, big black phase male. And I yelled like a small child, and I jumped
Little
off the
bitch.
rock, and I said, "Frank, there's a snake over here. Like, it is here." And so Frank comes over. I jump back up on the rock. Now that I'm prepared,
Did you click your tongs?
I did click the tongs. Me and Frank started that trip one.
We did. Safety's off.
Yeah, safety's off. Yeah, because actually, is it yours? Actually, do you have like a safety?
Yeah, it
on them?
has a little bit of like hold them
Yeah.
closed.
See, mine are fully automatic.
I
all
think
the time.
Tom's has a safety on it too.
But anyway, so yeah,
Not that it's unsafe to leave it open, but
Yeah.
Safety's always off. It's like
Yeah.
carrying without one in the chamber. Come on, what are you doing?
let's get real, guys.
But anyways, so I got that one. Now we got two snakes in like 100 yards, and
Then
we're
about 10
feeling-
steps later, right on the other side of the road, I found another one.
Yeah, so we are now thinking this guy isn't. an
They're
idiot.
under every rock.
This guy's not watching every
Yeah,
step.
and actually that was the last snake we found that day. It was all.
It was.
It was like we found 3 snakes in about a 20-minute period, and not another snake.
Yeah, but we did run into another local that gave us a pretty good tip. Because where we were at was up on a mountain. There were some gas wells and like pads around, and there was like some fences and some of them weren't fenced. And we're just asking this guy, where we're allowed to be, and he's like, "Well, you're not allowed anywhere near the pads. They get really mad if you're ever around them." He's like, "So just stay away from them." But there's never anybody up here. So we're like, okay, does that mean we're allowed on the pads or
getting
not?
at
He's
here,
like,
buddy?
do not go on the pads.
That
Nobody's gonna
watching.
catch
He's like
you doing
literally,
it.
he's like nobody ever is up here.
But stay off.
But so what we did find though is certain pads were like totally open and other ones were totally fenced off. So like
Yeah.
if it was like totally fenced off, we stayed away from it.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, it's on like state
It's public land where it was at. So
Yeah,
I mean,
and if it's not fenced on public land,
like and like I said, some of the pads literally had like fences all the way around, said do not enter. So obviously we stayed away from those. But if
Yeah.
it was wide open,
free game.
yeah. And
Just make sure you turn all the valves and stuff on the pipes
course.
when you're walking around on the gas pads.
yeah, make sure you leave a note telling me adjusted some things for him. You heard this weird hissing coming from the one, so you locked something down. Don't need
do
any
that.
leaks. Yeah, don't mess with those.
No.
I mean, honestly, people have no idea where we're at anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But anyway, so basically 10 o'clock is when it starts to get hot for snakes, and then it goes
And
till
temperature.
And temperature, yeah, until about like noon to 1.
Yeah.
Once it gets to about 1 o'clock, it actually gets too hot for them cold-blooded fellers, and they start going back either into the woods, under the rocks. And we've found that if you find like rock piles that are into the woods, you can
Primo
still
spot.
you can find some snakes late in the day. But your gas lines and like power lines are probably not your best option after noon. And then we haven't really done any evening snake hunting, so I'm not
not
sure
at
how.
all.
No, it's because we're beat. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a.
you come back.
it's
from
not an
snake-
easy 6 miles.
No, you come back from it. And it's like, oh yeah, we'll go out and do it. You know, the whole car ride back. You're like, yeah, we can. No, we'll do it later. We'll go back after him. As soon as you
I
sit
just
down
want one beer
or hit a bed,
I just want a beer. That's it.
done.
Night,
You're
night.
done. You're not
Get
getting
into
back
that
up.
air conditioning in
Oh
the hotel
my
room. Get out of
God.
town.
It's game
I
over.
didn't even have it up all the way.
Another thing.
It'll go higher.
That's an inside joke, folks. My AC knows no bounds. Tom, what were you saying?
Sunscreen or sleeves is probably
Yeah,
a pretty
Nick
good
knows.
idea. Nick knows.
Yeah, don't
Very
try to be
well.
the macho man.
Oh, yeah, I
Let's go
totally-
sleeveless.
Yeah, I went sleeveless.
You look
Nick's
like a
arms
fool.
hadn't seen sun in 6 months, and he decides 95 degrees, not a cloud in the sky.
Today's
I'm
the
going to
day.
get some sun. So he spent 6 hours in 95 degrees and literally had blisters.
It was like
on
every
his shoulders.
movement I made with my shoulder, popping blisters. It was painful.
Yeah,
But
so
it didn't stop me. I was still out there snacking.
sunscreen
Damn right.
up or cover your white skin. And yeah, it's just,
What if they're not white, Tom?
I meant like skin that,
It's pretty insensitive of you.
you know what I mean, Frank.
Yikes.
Anyway,
Anyway,
cover your skin that hasn't seen sun in a long time
There you go.
is probably a better way to put that.
yeah, I like that better.
Yeah.
Perfectly worded, Tom. I love it.
Thank you. But yeah, because you'll blister pretty easily.
Yeah.
So,
No, you, Nick. Please.
all right. Well, so we've been hitting heavily on like where we're looking for these timber rattlesnakes, but Jared over here, big advocate for. He wants to bag up a copperhead. And
Do I ever?
we had talked to a couple locals that were big into the snake game, and they had given us a few pointers on where you're going to find copperheads. And we've hinted towards it a few times, like throughout the podcast,
Have
the
we?
white perch and stuff. But if you want to go down, like what the guys had said about where you're going to look for copperheads,
we
no?
have not found any or tested this theory at all. So
So this is all
it's-
speculation.
Yeah.
No.
No, the white perch. I mean, you're
is,
hitting
yeah.
at it pretty
But
heavily
it's
by
not
saying
perch.
it.
It's birch.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
Water
white perch.
and white
okay.
birch. White perch.
Yeah, you got to find a pond that has
Yeah.
white perch in it, and then there has to be white birch trees close.
Yeah, I don't even know where the white perch started.
because
that-
perch and birch sound very similar.
Is that what I thought he said it though? Somebody definitely said
I
perch.
definitely said perch.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, there's a reason why that's
Yeah,
stuck,
he said white birch trees.
and it just stuck with
If you
perch.
can
I
find the
don't-
white birch, then you
Yeah,
can
apparently
find the
that's
So
copper.
where
now
they're
we
at.
say a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Toaster strudel scales underneath the perch tree.
Doesn't really matter though, because nobody found one.
Yeah,
we didn't even
did.
look at the white perch though.
We
kind
were
of
by the white perch for a little bit there. Okay, when Frank's dad led us on our nature
there was
walk.
that shortcut back
yeah,
to the
that
truck.
short. Yes, exactly. The 9-mile shortcut.
Don't take
back to the-
shortcuts.
Yeah,
That was
stick to what you know.
dying.
That shortcut through the mountain laurel, that
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank's dad decided we could, cut this big loop out of the trail if we just went straight through. And it was like
like a shape guy. Like it's a triangle here. The
Yeah,
truck's
we-
over here. We're here. If we cut through here, diagonally.
Morons here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns
We'll be there
out
in no
it was this mountain laurel that was about 8 feet tall. And
This is the trek where Nick didn't bring any water.
Yeah.
We might want to add that too. I almost died.
yeah, and it's like you can't see 5 feet in front of you. It's so thick.
Yeah, it was like that for what, 2 miles?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
so-
mountain laurel. It's unlike anything we have here.
So,
if
I mean,
you've
it's
never walked
similar to
through it,
red brush, but harder to walk through.
yes,
It's like thick,
It's-
like
it's like a
stalks,
bush.
like thick stalks of red brush everywhere. It's
yeah,
horrible.
it's the worst thing
Yeah.
I've ever had to walk through, especially when I'm thirsty.
He's looking
And-
right at me, folks.
The best part is all the logs that were on the bottom that you couldn't see. So you'd be like trekking through all this shit, and then you just trip over a log, and it.
I think White took a little spill
I,
once.
we're walking along. I just eat shit face plant, and Jared's like, "I have never seen you fall before." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I've walked through the woods with you a lot, and you're pretty sure-footed. So if you're falling, I don't want to be in here."
Yeah.
Yeah, stick to the trail.
So yeah, I'm not sure-footed. I fall all the time.
You're probably not going to find a rattlesnake in the middle of the thickest mountain laurel. So.
You know what? But that's why we're out here. We're figuring this out, so you don't have to.
Totally unrelated to snake season, though. I just want to bring up when Nick fell when we were shed hunting.
From the top,
Tom,
Jared.
you weren't there for that.
I can't even get into it. It might have been the funniest time I've ever seen somebody fall in my life. Nick was in the middle of a story about, I think it was cutting trees down or something.
Yeah.
It was, I don't even know, but Nick was behind me, so I couldn't see it, but I heard it.
I saw it.
Yes, Nick was walking in between me and Frank.
Oh, my God.
We're walking, I mean, what was this, a 2-inch incline in the hill that we were walking
It's
on?
pretty steep.
Yeah, you want to be pretty sure-footed walking down it. But Nick is in the middle of telling this story and stuttered about 17 times before hitting the ground as one foot was just sliding out from underneath him. It was like a slow-motion fall.
Did his best to keep telling the story.
Didn't miss a beat in the story.
If you didn't like see me falling, it was as if I never stopped. Like it was just a smooth flowing story.
popped
There was just
right
more
back up.
haste in his voice.
While I'm hitting the ground.
Didn't miss a beat, popped right back up, too. I
Like, yeah,
was
just pick
dead.
the story right up.
Me and Jared
God.
were, did you just fall down the stairs?
It was good stuff. No sheds were. We did find a shed that day.
Who
Yeah,
found a
Jared-
shed that day?
Jared found a shed.
Hey-o.
Big
Little
time.
guy.
Shed
Little
guy. Huge
shed guy.
That's what I was talking to Luke when we had Luke Moyer on here. You know, I put like north of 20 miles on this year shed hunting and found 2.
Your dog found 2.
Yeah, he did. I had help.
Anchor
And
doodles.
Luke didn't have a number for miles he put in, but he had over 80 sheds.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Might be able to give him some pointers someday.
Yeah. I'll tell him what I know. I mean, but if you haven't figured it out by now, I don't know how much it's going to
Feel
help
sorry for you.
you. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to get us off track.
No, that
there,
was
but
a good-
Speaking
that
of
was a good
the
story.
falling, I had no choice but to bring that up because
That was a good
man.
fall. I've had a lot of good spills in my day. Falling through ice,
Yeah.
trying to jump on trees at Jake's Rocks. Oof. All kinds of good stuff.
So where were we? What were we?
We
snake
just finished
hunting.
Copperhead
Thank you.
tactics.
White perch. I
Yeah.
remember flashes of white perch.
Yeah, when we test that out this year, we'll talk about it. And,
I'm going strictly for the copperhead this year. I mean, I caught the yellow phase last year, which was
Beautiful.
lovely.
which was lovely.
It was very lovely. I love
Jared,
that
who
snake.
did your snake, by the way? You got it all mounted up, didn't you?
Well, it's freeze dried, but yeah,
Freeze dried.
Yeah,
Freeze-dried.
By Chuck Rupert, I
It
believe is his name.
He's Second Life.
Yep, Second
Thank-
Life freeze drive.
Thank you very much, and that's.
I'd actually like to get
was
him
that
on.
Pont Road? Is
Pont
that where
Road,
that's
yeah, in
located? Is that,
Sagertownish.
is it Albion or is it Sagertown?
It's Albion, Sagertown.
Crossingville.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Thank
literally.
you. There you go. Crossingville.
But yeah, so he does freeze dry, and he did just a disclaimer for everybody. He said anything like Fisher size and under is actually cheaper to freeze dry than it is to do taxidermy.
He said same price, but it's way more realistic
Yes.
than taxidermy.
Yes.
Well, at a Fisher, but a
I'm gonna
snake,
take a squirrel to
snake
him this
is
year.
way cheaper.
Yeah, a snake to get it like actually mounted
Isn't it, like,
is
per inch?
$700.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. When you have a snake as big as mine, it gets real expensive.
Okay. Here we go.
I caught the biggest snake of the year. In case
How big was the
anybody's
rattle? We'll
Eight.
talk about it later.
Jared had the most.
Yeah, Jared had a big old rattle.
Bing.
So since
was
we're
it
talking
14?
about that, let's talk about the snakes we kept.
Yeah.
You want to delve into?
Well, not me because I didn't.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
keep it. Jared,
I
why not-
caught one that was legal. I
Right.
just chose not to keep
Sure
it.
you did.
not your choice. Jared, yeah, start with you just because you're a guest. So
You must. Oof. Oh, I'm honored, guys.
He worked and worked for this.
I
snake.
almost died for this guy. Okay. This was the day that Nick decided to make sure everybody was well hydrated and bring 16 ounces of water on our, I don't know how many mile trek that was.
6-ish,
6. I don't know. But when it's up and down those hills in 90 degrees, it felt like a lot.
20. Yeah, it was a long day.
So yeah, we spend a couple hours doing that hike up and down these shale-ridden cliffs through the mountain laurel, which was a nightmare. Almost passing out, and we get in the truck. Actually, we finally make it back to the truck. This is when this all happened. Go cruising down, and we ran into what do you call them? Game
wardens,
Game
if you will.
commission, I guess
Yeah.
you will. Fish commission. I don't know who they were out there.
Fish and game, yeah.
Fish and game, and asking them for some tips, and they're like, "Hey, go out anywhere out here. You should be able to find one." I'm like, thanks, that was helpful.
Yeah, literally anywhere you go, there should be snakes. That's basically what he told us. Like,
Pretty much, yeah. So we're in the truck still, and we continued down the road, and I don't know, it was a half a mile down the road from where we
not
ran
far.
into them guys. Right there, out on the road.
I yell out, I'm like,
Is that a snake on the road?
that's exactly what I said. I'm like, is that a snake? And then everybody's like,
Locking them up, come to a screeching halt on a dirt road. Figure it out. And everybody flies out of the truck, except for me.
Pants
'Cause
unbuttoned.
If you've seen the pictures on Instagram of me with that snake, you'll notice, maybe you didn't, but we're going to go ahead and let's talk about it. My belt was undone because,
cameraman never even told you.
no. Well, I didn't expect that snake to be a keeper, and I didn't expect to be the one to keep it, realistically.
Well, you're the only one that prepared yourself.
Exactly. Little did they know, the big fat guy getting out of the back of the truck who was beat from the 6-mile trek
With no water.
with no water. Everybody ran out to look at the snake, and nobody thought to grab their tongs or anything. So me,
Snake tube, nothing.
nothing. Still at the truck, was shouted out by everybody to grab tongs. So I grabbed them, and
Jared at this point was just like, I'm not getting out of the truck. He was just kind of hanging back.
I was beat, guys. But we got it. Got it tubed. It was pretty easy too. I mean, like this snake was. It was like a
that
sign
snake
from
wanted
above,
to go in
guys.
the tube.
It did. It just laying on the road.
So
Had
you were
Nick-
road hunting.
I guess we were road leaving. I think is what we
Yeah,
were doing. We were on our way home. I think like we were done.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
We were coming down off of the hill, and had Nick. I'm just tip of the hat to Nick for keeping his peepers out like that, because what a shame that would have been had you not seen that snake and just ran it over on the road.
Wouldn't do it myself, but there's somebody out there that would.
He watches every step.
I do.
And,
Every wheel turn I make.
So, anyways, yeah, I get my tongs, everything. The belt was undone because it was very uncomfortable to sit in the truck. Got a couple extra lbs on me, so the belt not very comfortable in the tight little back seat of a truck.
Yeah, talk about it. It's not a crew cab.
Yeah.
But it's elevation package, so it's okay. It's cool. Get it in the tube.
Got it done.
It was gorgeous. Yellow phase, and I don't want to screw up. I mean, it was so many to count. But guys, how many rattles did it have on it?
16 or
I thought 14.
14.
14.
Thank you. Yes, it was.
It was
I mean,
a lot
I
of
appreciate
rattles.
it. Next
you
year,
a-
this year will be 16, but it's 14, and
That's a lot of rattles for people that don't know. That's
that's why I asked how many years had on it. Like, okay,
7 or 8,
Yeah,
which is that's about average.
we'll
I
just
would
go
say.
ahead and say that mine shattered most of the other records.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I
Tommy
would
had
say-
one good one. Didn't Tom have one good one, or was it Frank's dad that had a?
It had like 11, but
Yes.
it was
Yeah, it
not
wasn't
a
big
legal
enough.
snake.
Yeah, not legal to keep though.
That's a point we've already made, but I want to say it again. The rattle does not count as part of your measurement. It goes
the
from
rattle's just for bragging.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, those are bragging rights right
Yeah.
there, folks.
And
You
I
go
got 'em.
Tip of the nose, all the way down to the tip of its tail before the rattle
Yeah,
starts.
the base of the
Doesn't matter if there's 20 rattles. Doesn't count.
And what is the overall length?
42 inches.
42 inches. Does
And that's-
anybody recall what my snake was?
43 and a half, I
43
think.
or 44.
40, yes, it was 4. I think we've put 43. So, I mean, it was...
That's live length.
Yeah.
And they grow a few inches once they die. But we personally, we will not keep anything. We can't get a live measurement of 42 or more.
Yeah.
Just because there's no discrepancies there. It just is not worth the chance. The snakes are plentiful out there, so
Yeah. Yeah, so it was just barely legal on the length. I mean, what a shame that would have been to watch all those rattles slither away.
Yeah.
I'd have been heartbroken after that day. But it was awesome. I mean, especially after spending all day hiking like that and working your tail off looking for these guys. It was fantastic. Yellow phase, 43
the yellow
inches.
phase are so beautiful too.
They
Yeah,
are,
they are very pretty.
especially if they're good and bright, like they had just shed.
Like yours. Yours was,
yes,
I mean, prime.
It was a sign. You know what I mean? Like, couldn't have asked for a better yellow phase to be sitting in the road, honestly, on our route home. You know, just some back road we were on. But yeah, I caught the yellow phase last year. Beautiful snake. Got it freeze dried by Chuck Rupert over there in, was it Crossingville?
Second life freeze dry.
Thank you. And yeah, the goal for this year though is black phase.
Or copperhead.
Yeah, I'm going for copperhead. Like if I don't,
But you ain't walking away from a black phase.
No.
Heavens.
Like that jet black one that we
Oh
found.
my
One of
God.
the
That was the
first
first
snakes
snake.
that like I encountered with them. Scared the bejesus out of me.
That
But
thing
this
was like black. That was
the blackness of that snake could be compared to the inside of a coffin on a moonless night.
Yeah.
Okay. Dark.
It looks fake in the picture.
It
That's how
does.
dark it is. Like
looks,
it literally.
Do we have that one? Is that
Oh,
out
yeah.
on the internet somewhere?
Yeah, I think so.
That one's on the internet. Yeah.
Check it out. It's ridiculous. And I'm wearing a white shirt, so it really pops
Yeah.
against
it
the
was
shirt.
black.
Yeah.
Because like mine was a black phase, but you could still see like the pattern on its scales. You can't see it on that snake.
Yeah.
No, jet black. So like a snake like that, I would love to get this year. Super just jet black or the copperhead, because the copperheads don't have any restrictions on them.
Nope.
Yeah, you can keep any
You find a
copperhead.
copperhead, you can keep a copperhead.
Just one, though.
Just one. That's right. But yeah, that was my first experience with them out there snaking. I had a successful season, and I can't wait to do it again this year with them.
What's cool
realistically.
to me is you initially came snake hunting with us to get over the fear of snakes.
Oh yeah,
and
did
that
we
was
leave that
it.
out?
Like,
yeah.
you did leave that out, which
Yeah.
I don't know if you didn't want me to say it, but I thought
no,
it was.
go
I thought it
right
was
ahead.
cool that it started as just I want to do this once to get the fear out, and now you're like all in.
It really started with my cousin Andy's wedding. Was just I didn't do the what the hell? He got married at Peak and Peak, and what is that zip line thing or whatever that they have at the Peak?
Aerial adventures. It's
Sure.
a blast. I've been there.
I couldn't tell you because I didn't do it. Nope, not doing that. Jumping off the end of there. Don't like heights and
He
everything.
was a no man.
I was a no man. I was a best man. Okay, and I bailed on him because of stupid fear. So like when the snake season rolled around, I hate snakes. Okay, I hate them. Like, given the chance, I'd probably kill one. You know what I mean? If
Wouldn't
the
get close enough to
opportunity's
do
there,
it,
yeah,
but-
I'll throw a large rock at one or something. I don't care, but I don't like snakes. So like the first actual snake that we saw, we were walking through those weeds, and I just heard the rattle. Couldn't see it, but they give you a warning. You know, if you step on one, it's probably
Your own fault.
yeah. You should have had plenty of warning before you step on a
Yeah,
rattlesnake.
they let you know. Okay, you're a little too close.
So where you're walking though, you can't always see the ground.
Makes it fun.
Yeah, it's real fun, especially when you hate snakes. I never heard one make a noise like that either, and I just remember that first rattle going off, and I froze, and I was like, "Guys, somebody come and find this snake, because I'm not taking another step." Terrified of him. Didn't want anything to do with him. Then we see that jet black one, scared the bejesus out of me, and
That was the first one you held.
yes, that was the first one I handled. And tell you what, though, once you get over it, if you can go out there and conquer a fear like that, worth it.
I say it's probably an incredible feeling for you to say I'm not afraid of snakes anymore. Like I'll handle rattlesnakes.
Oh, let's pump the brakes.
I don't think he said that.
But I mean, like you're willing to go out there and handle them, and you're going again.
I hate snakes, and I cannot wait to go again.
That's how much fun
That's how
snake
much
hunting
fun
is.
It's a blast. If there's anybody out there, like we covered at the beginning here, though, most people probably have no clue about this. Definitely don't do it in their spare time.
Yeah.
If this podcast, if you hear about it from this or somebody else snake hunting, give it a shot. Even if you don't like snakes, I promise you, you're gonna have a blast. If
At the very least, you
do
get to
your
see
snake
some
bite
cool
stuff,
country.
yeah. Even if you don't catch it, it's like hunting anything else. Going after any other sort of game. It doesn't matter if you catch a snake. You know, but you go out with your group of friends, group of buddies, which we did. And you just make awesome memories with it. You know, I had so much fun. I think we only went 4 times, maybe.
I think I went 5 or 6, because I went a couple times with my dad without everybody
Yeah.
else. People were busy. So.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
me and you did our first one, just the two of us.
handled how many
35 rattlesnakes.
35 snakes in the couple times that everybody went out. But not everybody kept one. You know what I mean? But I bet you, we asked Frank, somebody who didn't keep one, even though he had the option to.
I've found almost
Yeah.
all of the snakes that we ended up, caught and handled and
But
stuff.
you didn't hate snake season because you didn't keep a
No,
snake.
I've loved every second of it. It was a blast.
It's an absolute blast. And if you're thinking about it, or if this turns you on to the idea of getting out after some snakes, I fully recommend it. If you got a fear of snakes, put it aside. Get your gaiters, get your tongs, get lots of water, and get out
Bring
there.
your own water.
You bring your own water. Bring your
It's
own book
all about
bag.
life lessons out there,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, we're throwing them down for you guys. And yeah, just get out there after them. 1,000%. Can't wait to do it again. Still hate them, but it's awesome. And yeah, like I said, just looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah, good. I can't wait either. I do want to go over my snake just because of how.
Just because it's Nick and
Here
he's
we go.
selfish.
Well, and just a little tip that we
Yeah.
missed out on for several weeks before.
And it was literally 5 minutes after we got the tip that you caught your snake.
Can't be sharing information like that. dude.
I'm gonna leak
Children,
this because
tune out.
I like the fans
some
we got
secrets.
listening here. Just by the short little note on the side, I love getting messages from people saying, "Hey guys, I tune in like every Monday or whatever. Love your guys' stuff." That's really cool. So like, if you guys are listening, let us know. We love to hear it. But anyways, we're out snaking, looking for snakes. Run into another local, and he
There's
just
another gas well guy. I
yeah,
think.
another gas well guy, and he tells us he's seen a bunch of snakes. But what he does tell us is he says, those sluice pipes, like underneath the roads there, tend to have snakes in them all the time.
He
And,
literally pointed at one and said, I saw a big one right there last week.
yeah, told us that we had walked over dozens of these things throughout the last couple weekends, never even thought to look in them.
Driven right past them.
So after we talked to the guy, we're walking, and I decide, you know what, I'll go jump down there and check
the
what's
one
in there.
the guy pointed
Yeah,
at.
I mean, can't hurt anything.
It's a little nerve-wracking,
Yeah, 'cause
jump down
now
on this
you
tube. You want to stick your head down in there and see if there's a big old 42-inch snake in there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I had to do. You jump down, the pipe's now at about like waist level because you're down in the ditch. I start moving some grass, and I see the snake. I see that there's a snake there, and I'm silent about it. But as I start moving some grass out of the way, everybody starts yelling at me, "Nick, there's a snake in there!" And I look back, I'm like,
Thank you, Earl.
I'm like, I am aware that there's a snake there. I'm like, problem is when they get in the middle of that tube, it's gonna be very difficult. So I wanted to get everything out of my way, so it was like a one strike,
Clean.
bring them out. Yeah. So I get all the grass out of the way. He still hasn't rattled at this point. That snake was just sitting dead silent.
That snake was a
we're
killer.
We're getting there. So I reach in. I'm like, okay, that we're ready.
Maybe
Get everything
he's
out of the
dead.
way. So I go in and I grab him, and he immediately starts thrashing like crazy. And I'm literally like, my tongs are just swinging everywhere.
Yeah, he went nuts.
And I pull him out, and Frank first one to say, he's like, that is a big snake. Like, it was big.
Yeah,
And
there was
this
no
thing-
questioning that one was legal.
It was super aggressive. I mean, just freaked out. Finally got him measured, 48 and a half. No brainer.
Thick
Yeah,
as it could be.
Yeah, thick as a beer can. It was
Dumb thick.
dummy thick.
Stupid
with two
thick.
C's. Yeah. Double cheeked up. No, it was a big snake, big black phase. Wasn't nearly like it. It probably shed or needed to shed here soon, but whatever. It was a big one, and I also had mine done by Chuck Rupert.
And another like side thing, all the snakes that we handled, none of them were aggressive. Like when we handled them, they were super calm, except Nick's. And what we figured out was it looked like it had a squirrel it had just eaten.
Something big.
Yeah, it
real
had a
big.
big bulge in its belly, so we figured that's why it was being so irritable, is because it had just eaten. And that's another thing, we haven't researched to see if they're actually pissed off when they eat, but
Well, we used to actually have a pet snake, and he would get extremely irritable right before he was about to shed.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
it
like,
was probably a
couple of
combo
them-
of both.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess because like
Their eyes
they're-
gloss,
Yeah,
yeah.
they gloss over and they can't see as well. Mm-hmm. So they just
Either way, I mean, basically, I guess what Frank's getting at is respect every snake that you handle.
yeah.
Yeah, even though most of them that we handled were calm and easy to deal with, and people say, "Oh, you're gonna get bit," but I would say you almost have to try to get bit by them. If you're being at all careful, you're not gonna get hurt. But with like Nick's, you never know if you're gonna grab one that's gonna be aggressive. So you got to treat all of them as if they're gonna be.
Yeah. Definitely. That was, and I guess the only Morgan Bruinsma also caught a legal
ball.
snake. And your dad, who's not here tonight either, also caught a legal snake.
His phone's here.
Phone's
That's whose phone was going off earlier.
But I said, is there anything else anybody wants to bring up about snake season before we wrap things up around here? Or?
I think that
I
pretty
think
much
we
covers
covered
it.
it pretty good.
I think so. I mean, we covered, what you're going to need, kind of the terrain that you're looking for. I guess real
I mean,
quick,
we only
just
got
because
one season under our belts.
Yeah,
here,
but I
you
mean,
know?
I guess just to give everybody an idea, the season, second weekend of June through the end of July. And this
so
is
it's coming
Pennsylvania.
right up.
I think it's
that's
the
that's where-
13th this year. I think is what
I think
June
you're right.
13th.
That's why we're doing this podcast now. There's still time to get your stuff, get ready, and get out there snake hunting because it's a blast. Hope I don't see you in our spots, but wherever you guys are at, I hope you're finding snakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you guys are doing like a little write it in pen.
Write
for
something.
This.
Since you're talking about it,
Well, I
you're
mean,
right.
only
Now
thing I'm
you
putting
did
write
it.
it in
You
pen.
did it yourself. You're writing it in pen.
The only thing I'm putting in there, just from my personal experience, write this in pen.
Quill.
Just bring water. Okay, that's my
It's been
write
the
it in
theme
pen.
of the whole podcast.
Bring what? I mean, I don't know. Maybe something was wrong with me that day, where I almost died. I told them to leave me behind at one point during the trip because I was just slowing down the whole
You assholes
operation.
better not cut me.
I'm still part of the team. Yeah, I felt bad, but everybody else seemed to be fine. I drank a literal gallon of water when we got back to the truck, just
Warm,
to
by the
sweat.
way.
Oh God, it was hot, hot
in the
water.
bed underneath the tonneau cover.
But
it was hot.
I mean, I'm
Burn your lips.
like 240 on a good day. So if you're heavier set like me, just bring some damn water because you're gonna hate life after you spend the weekend doing that without being hydrated.
yeah.
So that's all I got for my write it in pen. If anybody else wants to throw a little side one in there, go right ahead.
I think just as a general rule, I'll throw this down as my write it in pen. Respect those snakes.
Absolutely.
They are venomous, so
Not poisonous.
yeah. So just respect that. We don't carry any anti-venom with us, mainly because the rattlesnakes we're handling
hard to
are
find.
they're not like lethal enough to you're not going to be dead before you get to a hospital. And even with
Definitely
the
get to a
antivenom,
hospital. Though.
Yeah,
If you get
go
bit,
check
that
one out.
doesn't
get to the
mean-
hospital,
yeah,
but I
you're
guess
good.
the anti-venom, you still have to go to a hospital, and that's, I guess, our theory. Like, you still go into the hospital, it's the end result, so we don't pack it, but respect those animals.
Yes. Just
Put
like
them,
anything
put them
else.
back. If you're not going to keep it, put it back where you got it from. They actually recommend disinfecting your tongs
Mm-hmm.
in between each catch to help stop the spread of any sort of fungus or bacteria between snakes if you're traveling around the state. So read up on it. Like, if you're going to do it, just respect the animals like you would in any hunting situation.
Yeah. These things aren't out to get you. If
No,
people
that's
were
one thing
thinking-
I did learn is
People
I think
think
snakes
they're-
have a bad rap.
Oh, absolutely.
They're actually a very peaceful animal. They don't want to attack. They would rather
They
just
give
get
you
away from you.
fair warning. If, like you said earlier, if you get bit, it's your own dumbass fault for getting bit. I mean, now there
Unless
is
you
the rare
fall on
occasion,
it,
yeah, where it's out of your hands. But if you're walking around and you can hear that snake and you still manage to get bit, you're making a mistake somewhere. They're not out to get you. Coming from a guy who hates snakes, I promise you, they will turn and run or slither.
Run.
They'll hop up on them feet.
They
and run.
get moving. Put it in forward low, and they get out of there.
They do move rather quick.
They do. For a big snake, you'd be surprised how quick they are. But yeah, just like any other game you're going after, though, do a little research. Don't just go into it half cocked, thinking
And,
you're gonna go
bring
catch
your
a state
PPE.
record.
Don't try and be cool without.
Yeah, you're not
protecting
cool
yourself.
because you're wearing cutoffs, Nick, and no gaiters.
I wore gaiters every time.
My gaiters were fluorescent orange because you know what isn't lame?
Safety.
Safety. That's right. So
I
yeah,
wore camo so they couldn't see me.
worked like a charm. But yes, so that's all I got on it.
I think that about does it then.
I think we
Any
covered a
closing
lot of
comments
it.
from Frank or Tom over here?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
Is
yeah.
this the Midwest?
Yeah. Tell your folks I says hi.
Yeah, guess we'll just end the podcast there. Yeah.
Hopefully Tommy and White can come home with one this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm really pulling for you guys to get one.
Well, I didn't. I caught a 45 incher, but I let it go because it was in the middle of shedding and it only had 3 rattles. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go.
yeah.
Yeah, sounds like
Tom, I don't know
I'm
what
a
happened.
sportsman, and it's not all about the kill.
Tom just got robbed. Just
I
to
only
make
went
the cut.
one time.
But you found a lot of snakes.
Did find a lot of snakes. Mm-hmm. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is snake season's something we're new to, but absolutely love. So
Are we gonna? You guys gonna do a podcast after season? For the
actually,
report on this?
I'm working on getting a guest. I'm not gonna say any names just in case it doesn't work out, but we got something hopefully brewing. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be other snake episodes.
I gotcha. I know what you got.
Yeah, you know where I'm after.
I gotcha.
Big old snake guy.
That'd be sweet.
But anyway, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it pushes you guys to get out, get your snake permit, because and educate other people about it, because there's not a whole lot of people doing it. And snake season is just the perfect excuse to get outside.